Hello everyone, and welcome back to our channel, Dr. Mysterious. As we stand on the cusp of a brand new year, we thought it would be fitting to delve into the mysterious and chilling side of New Year's Eve. In tonight's video, we bring you 3 bone-chilling, real-life accounts of New Year's Eve horror that defy the joyous celebrations typically associated with this time of year. Before we begin, make sure to hit that like button, subscribe if you haven't already, and ring the notification bell so you never miss out on our spine-tingling content. Now, let's plunge into the darkness and unravel the mysteries of these 3 terrifying New Year's Eve horror stories. On a chilly New Year's Eve in Charleston, South Carolina, I found myself at a historic and known for its rich history and tales of the supernatural. The inn exuded an eerie charm that only intensified as the clock neared midnight. As the new year approached, the inn's guests gathered in the dining hall for a festive celebration. The atmosphere was lively, with laughter and clinking glasses filling the air. However, my attention was drawn to an older gentleman seated alone at a corner table, sipping on a glass of red wine. Curiosity got the best of me, and I approached him, introducing myself as Emily. The man, who introduced himself as Mr. Harrison, shared a peculiar story that sent shivers down my spine. He spoke of a New Year's Eve from his youth, decades ago, when the inn was a bustling tavern. In those days, he and his friends gathered for a raucous celebration, toasting to the promise of a new year. As the clock struck midnight, a mysterious figure entered the tavern, clad in a tattered cloak and carrying an ornate goblet. The stranger approached Mr. Harrison's group, offering a toast to prosperity and good fortune. The guests, caught in the revelry, clinked their glasses with the stranger. However, when the clock struck the 13th toll, a chill swept through the room, and the stranger vanished into thin air. Mr. Harrison claimed that, from that night forward, a spectral figure appeared in the inn every New Year's Eve. The phantom, known as the Toastmaster, would silently glide through the celebration, raising a phantom goblet and a spectral toast. Those who witnessed the ghostly apparition claimed to feel an inexplicable dread, as if the Toastmaster's presence heralded unseen misfortunes. As Mr. Harrison recounted the tale, the room seemed to grow colder. The clock in the hall chimed midnight, and a hushed silence fell over the crowd. Suddenly, the candles flickered, and the air became heavy. A figure, draped in a tattered cloak, materialized before us, the Toastmaster. The room plunged into darkness, and the ghostly figure raised its goblet in a spectral toast. The air vibrated with an otherworldly energy, and the temperature dropped. Whispers of unseen voices echoed through the hall, and the guests, frozen in terror, watched as the phantom figure dissolved into the shadows. When the lights flickered back on, Mr. Harrison sat alone at the corner table, his glass of red wine untouched. The celebration continued as if nothing had happened, but a lingering unease settled over the inn. The legend of the Toastmaster had proven true once again, leaving me to ponder the mysterious and chilling encounters that transpired on every New Year's Eve in Charleston. On the enchanting streets of Venice, Italy, where the waters of the canals lapped against centuries-old buildings, I found myself drawn to the mystique of St. Mark's Basilica. Little did I know that the New Year's Eve I spent in the City of Masks would unravel a tale of spectral bells and a haunting melody. As the clock struck midnight, I joined the revelers in St. Mark's Square, anticipating a night of celebration. The grandeur of the basilica against the backdrop of a starlit sky added an ethereal touch to the festivities. However, the atmosphere took an unexpected turn as the echoes of the midnight bells seemed to carry an unsettling resonance. Determined to uncover the source of the eerie tolling, I ventured towards St. Mark's Basilica. The air grew thick with an otherworldly energy, and the shadows of the ancient cathedral danced in the moonlight. A hushed murmur spread through the crowd, suggesting that the spectral bells tolled 13 times, a harbinger of supernatural events. Against the backdrop of the glistening canal waters, the bells rang out, each toll resonating with a haunting melody that transcended the physical realm. The crowd fell silent, and a chill ran down my spine as the phantom tolls echoed through the night. Intrigued and apprehensive, I entered the basilica, where the ancient stones seemed to hold the secrets of centuries. The air inside was heavy with the weight of history, and the flickering candlelight cast dancing shadows on the mosaic-adorned walls. As I stood beneath the grand dome, a spectral figure materialized, an ethereal bell ringer suspended in time. The ghostly figure pulled the invisible ropes of phantom bells, and the haunting tolls reverberated through the basilica. The atmosphere became charged with a spectral energy, and whispers of a tragic love story emerged from the shadows. The ghostly bell ringer, identified as Antonio, had met his untimely demise centuries ago, his love for a noble woman leading to a fateful tragedy. Legend had it that on New Year's Eve, his spirit returned to toll the bells and lament the lost love that bound him to the earthly realm. As the clock struck the 13th toll, a melancholic wail echoed through the basilica. The spectral bell ringer dissolved into the shadows, leaving behind an air of heartache. The tolling ceased, and the basilica returned to an eerie stillness. Exiting the cathedral, I joined the crowd once more, the haunting melody of the phantom bells lingering in my ears. The City of Masks resumed its New Year's celebration, but the encounter with the spectral bell ringer left an indelible mark on my memory, a chilling reminder that the ancient stones of Venice held stories that transcended the boundaries of time. On a balmy New Year's Eve in Sydney, Australia, I found myself aboard a cruise ship, eager to witness the iconic fireworks display over the Sydney harbor. Little did I know that the sparkling celebration would turn into a chilling encounter with a ghostly vessel that defied the laws of the living. As the clock ticked towards midnight, the ship cruised through the harbor, offering breathtaking views of the illuminated Sydney Opera House and the iconic Harbour Bridge. Laughter and cheers filled the air as passengers prepared to welcome the new year in style. As the first burst of fireworks lit up the night sky, a sudden hush fell over the ship. The dazzling display became a mere backdrop to the unexpected appearance of a ghostly ship, a phantom vessel that seemed to materialize from the mist. The spectral ship, bathed in an ethereal glow, sailed alongside our cruise liner with an eerie grace. Its hull bore the marks of time, and tattered sails billowed in the phantom breeze. A collective gasp swept through the crowd as passengers and crew alike stared in disbelief at the apparition that defied explanation. Whispers circulated among the passengers, suggesting that the ghost ship was a harbinger of misfortune, a phantom vessel that appeared only on New Year's Eve to foretell an imminent tragedy. The legend spoke of a maritime disaster from the past, and the ghostly apparition served as a spectral reminder of lives lost at sea. I couldn't tear my eyes away from the ghost ship as it continued to sail alongside us. The air grew colder, and an unseen force seemed to bridge the gap between the living and the dead. Shadows danced on the phantom vessel, and the sound of ghostly voices carried across the water. In a surreal moment, the ghost ship veered away, fading into the darkness of the harbor. As quickly as it had appeared, the spectral vessel vanished, leaving the passengers in stunned silence. The festive atmosphere aboard our cruise ship had transformed into an uneasy contemplation of the supernatural. As the clock struck midnight, the Sydney harbor erupted into a kaleidoscope of fireworks, but the memory of the ghost ship lingered in the hearts of those who bore witness to its spectral voyage. The celebration continued, but the passengers couldn't shake the sense that they had sailed into the realm of the supernatural, where the boundaries between the living and the dead blurred on a haunted New Year's Eve in Sydney harbor.